Brothers and sisters, last year when you overwhelmingly approved the motion to form this task force, one of the crucial words in that motion was the word together. We were to seek to understand and to recommend how Southern Baptists may work more effectively and more faithfully together in service of the Great Commission. This report has brought us together. As a task force, we started with very many different understandings. We came from different places. We came together because the Lord brought to our attention the undeniable reality of lostness. And then together we were drawn to a set of principles about how we should conduct our conversations. It began with this task force long before we recommend these values and core statements to the Southern Baptist Convention. The Lord brought us together to understand some very clear insights about how we believe that Southern Baptists can work more effectively and faithfully in order to serve Christ's command and obey the commission we know as the Great Commission. We came together not only in terms of understanding, we came together in spirit in a way that can be attributed to God and God alone, but was manifested in a common understanding of our calling, a common understanding of urgency, a common appreciation for all that has brought Southern Baptists to this moment, a common appreciation for what binds us together, even as we meet in this room. Our prayer is that the Lord will use this report to call this generation of Southern Baptists now living together as never before. You have come together and helped us to frame this report. The reason why it was released early, the reason why there was a preliminary report is because we wanted Southern Baptists together to have a voice and to tell us, to speak to us, to advise us, and you did. This report is infinitely stronger because of the recommendations and suggestions, the urgings and the questions that were addressed to us by Southern Baptists. In a sense, we are already more together because of how we have spoken to this and how you have spoken to us and how we now pray to speak together. Brothers and sisters, we pray that in this deliberation we will be brought together. Not because it is just so important that we in this room be together or even that our churches be together, but far more infinitely important that together we get about the business that God has called us to do and answer the call of the nations for the gospel. Brothers and sisters, as we were brought together, we bring a report to you. And because we want to maximize the opportunity for deliberation and discussion and unity together, we pray that you will consider our report together as one unit, together. And together we'll have the right kind of conversation. Together we'll have the right kind of deliberation. And together we'll come to the right decision as God gives us grace and guidance. Let's do this together.
I want to express my gratitude to Lifeway Christian Resources for printing our report at absolutely no charge to the Southern Baptist Convention, so I hope you will express your gratitude to them today. One change to the printed report will be found on component number 3 on page 9. The present component says, component 3, celebrating and empowering Great Commission giving. We are changing this to, and we did this last week, component 3, encouraging cooperative program giving and other Great Commission giving. That suggestion came to us from Dr. Bill Mackey, who is the leader of the Kentucky Convention, asking us and challenging us on this simple point. He said, Ronnie, hey, component 3, what you said, does the heading really relate to that? And as we live with that for a day or so, we said, you know, it really doesn't. We need to change our heading. And so we did. And that shows you the flexibility of this group of people. Mr. President, 1 year ago, at the 2009 annual meeting of the Southern Baptist Convention that was held in Louisville, Kentucky, the messengers voted overwhelmingly by at least 95% to authorize you to appoint a Great Commission Resurgence Task Force to bring a report and recommendations to the annual meeting of the 2010 Southern Baptist Convention concerning how Southern Baptists can work more faithfully and effectively together in serving Christ through the Great Commission. I want to clarify that our task force is a visionary task force, not an implementation task force. Now, what that means is that we are casting a vision today for our future as Southern Baptists, but it will be the responsibility of your various boards of trustees to implement these recommendations. Mr. President, for the past year, our task force has worked to fulfill your request and that of the 2009 Southern Baptist Convention. Our report, called Penetrating the Lostness, has 7 recommendations that are written on pages 16 and 17. As the chairman of the Great Commission Resurgence Task Force, I move to adopt these 7 recommendations.